And welcome back. Found a cave and a skeleton.
Oh wow, this one's huge, this cave.
Yep. And I'm about to start the horde.
Yeah, I think Mike may have started this.
Okay.
Is my guess, because I see that this cobblestone staircase is not a technology that I would have employed.
Well, and I just know that I haven't been in here.
Yeah.
My sword's probably gonna break soon.
There's a lot of guys down there that really want the stuff, the iron that I just knocked down.
So, why don't you talk about some vacations you've been on?
I can do that. Well, I was really fortunate when I was younger. I had the opportunity to do a, it's not really a foreign study program, but, it's sort of, I don't know exactly what you call it. They call it a student ambassador program.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I got to go over the course of a few years back in high school. I was actually able to make a few trips abroad. Oh, hello, creeper, no! Oh, that's lag.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, it is lagging, and I'm also getting some frame rate just because it's so hot and I have to have my window closed for recording.
Oh, yeah, it's been absolutely sweltering here on the East Coast in the Pennsylvania land.
Yeah, in the
past few days.
In the mid 90s, or for those people who use Celsius, it's like 33, 34-ish.
Yeah,
so,
I think it got up to like 35, 36.
Oh no!
Too this week. So
no, get away, zombie! I was crafting a sword and a zombie came up behind me.
Do you require assistance? Or are you okay?
If you can help me out, that'd be great, because I'm also not regenning health.
Okay, I will attempt to locate a path to you. So I think you went this way.
There's more coming.
I'm
And
heading
it's lagging.
towards the light.
Okay, I'm.
You have 3?
I'm alive, but
I don't know which way you went.
alright, well, right now I got my sword crafted.
You doing alright? Panic over?
For now, yeah. Those zombies, man.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Alright, so
Have you encountered the new baby zombies at all?
I have not actually. I've seen them in plenty of videos.
So yeah, the student ambassador thing, the one trip we did a tour of Europe, and that included England, Denmark, France, and Germany.
That's awesome.
And that was very cool. Got to see a lot of old castles. You know, it was what was really interesting about it, and I didn't fully appreciate it at the time because I was oh gosh, how old was I? Like 12, 13, something like that, I guess. 13.
Oh wow.
When I went on that trip, and so I didn't fully appreciate.
When I was 13, I was so well, I can't. When I was 13, I was so introverted. I wouldn't have been able to even think about like leaving the country without my parents or whatever.
Well, you know, I had at least one friend I think that went, and then I met some others through the trip. So it wasn't as bad as it might have it might seem on the surface. But the thing that I didn't appreciate at the age that I was at that I appreciate now is just how much history there is over in Europe. Because you think about, you know, United States, you know, 1776, basically is, you know, I mean that's the birth year of the country.
I mean,
and obviously there was stuff going on here, but
yeah,
I mean,
like
even if you go,
in the
go ahead.
colonies and stuff, yeah. But like before, there's not really a ton of history, or at least that. I mean, obviously there's history with like Native Americans and stuff, but I'm saying like written history that we have, there's not nearly as much until like colonists came in like the late 1400s, early 1500s kind of thing.
Right.
So.
And over there you've got castles that have stood since 1000 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So that was very cool. And the other thing one of the things that struck me very strongly, that it's still a vivid thought this day, is how ridiculously clean Copenhagen, which is the capital of Denmark, how ridiculously clean that city was.
Okay.
I was just, it's a weird thing to think about, but it was.
Well, I'm just picturing as a 13-year-old, you're comparing it to your messy room.
Well, there's that, and there's like New York City, and
yeah.
And it's just it really impressed me that for as it's smaller than New York City. There's not a whole lot that's bigger,
yeah.
but even so, for a city, I was impressed at how clean the place was, and just how much care you could tell that they took to keep things looking nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of years later, I got to actually go to Australia and New Zealand for a few weeks, and that was a really neat trip as well. That was actually a bit more fun because I didn't have to try to struggle to understand like Germans and Frenchmen trying to speak English with thick accents. It was still English. Like there were phrases occasionally that kind of put me off. Then I'm like, well, okay, what do you mean by that? But I at least understood the vast majority of the words.
Yeah, and see that whole concept of, especially like as a kid going to all these different countries, that's insane to me because I'm 19 now, and I've never been out of the country. I've been to, I think at this point it's like 14, 15 of the United States, and that's it. So.
Yeah, it was a rare opportunity for me to be able to take, and I'm very thankful that that's something that that worked out for me in that regard.
I was going to answer, and I kind of got attacked.
Well, and then I actually did get to go back to Europe on a future, on another trip later on, and that one included a couple of countries I hadn't been to on the previous trip. Like we got to go to Austria. We actually hiked up the Alps.
So cool. I'm a big backpacking guy, so not like I'm not extreme exactly, but like I've gone on quite a few backpacking and camping trips. My dad's really into that, so I grew up loving that stuff.
Yeah, you would thoroughly enjoy the Alps. It was very, very cool. And very scenic, very unspoiled by modern civilization or whatever.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of zombies.
Is that where they're all hiding?
Apparently.
I've not had a whole lot of mobs myself.
They're all over by me.
Opening.
Wow, my sword broke again.
You have those diamonds on you still, don't you? Oh no, you put them in the ender chest.
But I got some that the ones from your cave, so I'm gonna make a diamond sword.
Yeah.
I also have 31 levels, so I would like to enchant at some point.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Let me get this crafting table down, consolidate. I love that you can put coal in a block now. It's so nice to be able to carry that stuff around in a more compact way.
I actually forgot about that.
Oops.
I still like someone asked if you can place a coal block on top of a log if it'll make a mega torch.
I would love to see a mega torch. Maybe in their next April Fool's version.
Yeah. Although that
I actually downloaded the purple release of their April Fool's version. You know, the one that is, you know, it has the crazy new features and it has the super hostile mode in it. But I have yet to actually give it a try.
Okay, there was some lag there, so that was like the Matrix. I saw an arrow fly past my face in slow motion. That was cool.
Awesome.
I hope that translates into the video.
What? That arrow sailed way past my shoulder. Silly game. Silly Minecraft.
I would be scared if other mobs had the ability to horde besides zombies, like creepers,
oh my
skeletons.
gosh, creepers, skeletons, yeah, pretty much anything else.
I mean, creepers or skeletons or yeah, zombies are bad right now, but even if zombies didn't and something else did, it would be a nightmare. Because zombies are just like the most basic mob. Everything else can do massive damage.
Yeah. And you can get some pretty nasty zombies too sometimes. Oops, I didn't get all of those because of the lava.
Got my emerald.
But you know, if you get a zombie with like an enchanted sword or something, that can be bad news.
Oh yeah, great. I'm currently running from mobs because I lost my torches, so I can't, or like I ran out. But
do you not have any wood on you?
I'm in a fully lit area, which means that everything. No, I do. I just don't have time to craft any.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There we go.
Convenient elevator down.
I'm good now. Yeah, so I'm just curious for you, now like having kids and stuff, how has going on vacation changed?
Well, for one thing, it got pricier.
Yes.
It's a bit harder to, well, because it's not only the just the cost of like transportation and whatnot, which we try to avoid by you know, we like when we're going down to Disney this fall, and we're doing it, you know, driving.
Not related to Minecon though, right?
That's still up in the air. I think if anything, I may go to Minecon, like on my own as opposed to the whole family.
Okay.
And the chances of that are greatly improved if I can find somebody who I can split the cost of a hotel with. So.
Well, I'd be totally willing to go, but unfortunately, my plans are for PAX East this year.
Yeah.
And I find it so unfortunate that you've gone to like the last, I don't know, like the last like 3 or 4 PAX East, right?
Just the last 2, but yeah.
Okay. And that it's like this one you're not going to. But we live close enough that if we really felt like having some sort of a meetup, we could.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too big of a deal. Yeah, it's just not really in the cards too much for PAX. I mean, theoretically, I might be able to go, but I don't see that happening. The family, or like me and my wife, would not be able to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be cool to meet her too, because I've read I read some of her tweets and stuff. She's really funny.
Yeah, she's pretty entertaining. I suppose I might as well. This is like a random time to mention it, but we're actually expecting our 3rd child in February.
Oh, cool.
And that is why PAX in March or April is not like.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Yeah. So we're very excited, but that was one of the first things that my wife was sad about, because she has attended 1 PAX. I went to PAX.
Well, hey, I see your name tag.
2 of my friends roomed together for PAX last year, and I got to figure out what I'm doing here. And thoroughly enjoyed it, and she was like, man, I want to go. So we decided, oop, I heard an explosion.
Yep, that was me using a creeper to take out lots of other mobs.
Ah.
And
Very good.
yeah, I've literally, like you said, you haven't seen many mobs. I'm like more fighting than caving.
My
Oh, and I hear a baby zombie.
my mob mind control techniques are working.
Yeah, I hear a baby zombie. That's interesting. I wish the cave spiders did that. They like sounded slightly higher pitched or something, so you could tell which one it was.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's part of the intrigue. Yeah. Oh, hello.
So well, how? Sorry, I guess I'll ask. Sorry, yeah. I will mention.
Go ahead.
I saw a bunch of pictures and videos from PAX East last year, and I was really excited by like a lot of the pictures and videos and stuff were the reason I definitely decided that was the convention I wanted to go to. I've seen lots of stuff for it, and it looks like just such an awesome time. And like
it is very, very
I
cool.
thought it was one of the smaller conventions, and so also just like the fact that so many of the Minecraft YouTube community, even like Minecracker, like people own the actual Minecraft server, the fact that they all went to that, I'm like, okay, this isn't just some tiny little convention that no one cares about.
Yeah. And PAX is epic, and the best thing about PAX, I mean, it's basically the only gaming convention I've ever been to, but from what I understand, they run it in such a way that it's for the gamers.
Right. I know a lot of them are more for the developers and stuff like that.
Yep.
I know E3 is like you have to have like a press pass.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go as a consumer, really.
I think I found all your mobs. Jeez.
Well, I'm going into previously lit areas now, so yeah, they're probably all spawning by you.
Well, thanks for that.
Trust me, it's not intentional. I'm looking for more ores. But yeah, so I'm almost definitely. I've heard some kind of scary stories about how fast the tickets sell out, and that like even though I might plan to go to PAX, there's a chance I won't be able to just because the tickets will get sold out.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm concerned about.
It's pretty ridiculous. I'm just gonna leave this chest.
But other than that, I'm like, there shouldn't be anything else stopping me from going. So. Oh, my helmet is gone and the rest of my armor is almost dead. And I'm getting hit by a spider while I'm crafting. Oh!
My main advice for PAX would be...
Hand sanitizer?
Don't... What was that?
Hand sanitizer.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. We'll make that my main advice, because that's excellent advice.
I've heard about the PAX Pox.
PAX Pox is an issue. Actually, funny story, and I think I mentioned this in a Flash
when you
Build
met
episode.
Pause.
Yeah, you watched it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was hilarious because, you know, it was coupled with that sort of nervousness of like, how do I handle myself in front of this person, you know, and
right.
And so, you know, making this comment like, you know, I don't want to give you the pox, and then he comes back with, you know, that's racist, you know, and you know how Pause like delivers stuff, how he has that.
Yeah, well, I know people like that too. That I know they're joking, but at the same time, you can't call them out on it because just like the way they act, they just come back at you like, yeah, it's funny.
So,
but it can be frustrating
yeah, that was interesting. But I think that the highlight of that for my wife and I was probably Generic B. She's a huge Generic B fan.
Yeah, I could tell.
And she was thrilled to be able to meet him. But the other guys were cool too, and I got to meet some folks that I knew but hadn't really been watching. Pungence was, I knew who he was. I had seen him in stuff.
That's one of the people I would love to meet, because I know he's one of the few YouTubers that would actually, like, I could say, hey, I'm Drewson of the 43, and he would know who I am.
Yeah, right? Well, that was the thing that I found absolutely phenomenal about him, because after we got back from PAX, I think it was the first or second of his Tuesday evening drives that he did. Mm-hmm. When we got back, we're asking questions, and he calls says our name, and he says, and I met this person at PAX. And it's like, for him to have actually remembered is really cool.
Yeah, well, I just know there was at least a point anyway. There's a lot of times where I'm at this point now when I'm busy and I miss his tweet out, like, asking for questions for his Tuesday evening drive. But that's actually, I watch Tuesday evening drive more than his Minecraft series. I love that series for just like the concept of it. If I had more subscribers who would, and like people who would actually like continually ask questions, I love my subscribers now, but I just feel like they'd run out of questions. If I had more subscribers, I would totally do like a Q&A series.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Like, I would love to get to a point, like Vaughn has these caving Q&As. I would love to. Diamond.
Yeah, and he's not one of those people.
And lava.
He's not one of those people that are considered like huge channels. Like, he has a relatively small channel compared to what.
Yeah, compared to like a Minecracker or whatever. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But I would consider what he has like a comfortable amount. Like, he has. It's still kind of big, so he can do stuff like that, like the Q&As, but then it's small enough that he probably knows a huge chunk of them by name anyway.
Yep.
And that's something that I find really cool about those size channels. And so I tend to, even though I'm definitely a fan of Minecraft, I definitely am massively supportive towards the smaller channels, because then they're supportive right back to me.
Yep, I definitely hear that.
But at the same time, it's really cool. As I mentioned, Rooster Teeth, I'm a big fan of their stuff. And I've watched several videos where like they do a Minecraft Let's Play, and they play Minecraft on the Xbox, so they don't know a lot of the computer-related stuff. But at one point, they actually did a Let's Play of, they loaded up computer Minecraft, and they did a Hypixel map. And to me, I'm like, that's awesome. That's someone I recognize the name of from the Minecraft community that I'm part of. And these guys, who to me are huge, like, know about him too. And same with, they do a game fails thing, and in one of the videos, the one guy, Ray, he's like, submitted by I Am Spoon. Hey, I recognize that name. Oh yeah, he's a YouTuber. And I'm like, that's awesome that these guys who, like, they work all day making tons of internet videos, and to me they're just huge. They watch these other channels. And I think that's so awesome. And by the way, I'm ready to exit the cave. One of the things that I've
noticed a lot about just like the internet in general, and a lot of the folks that have gained some level of notoriety or whatever on the internet, is that there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of like different geeky type circles and whatnot that all sort of converge in unexpected ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for example,
I
like
prefer nerdy. I'm a nerd. That's.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I use the terms interchangeably.
Yeah. See,
But,
I think
for
geeky
example,
is
like Wheaton, for
yeah,
instance, right? He plays Minecraft, and he'll occasionally post tweets about like his Minecraft experiences, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about there."
I've seen you post Will Wheaton stuff all the time.
Hilarious.
At one point, I was actually gonna comment. I was like, "Did Will Wheaton take over your Twitter account?"
He has a lot. He especially on his Tumblr, he finds a lot of interesting content to share. Some of it's funny, and some of it's like oh, interesting, and some of it's just weird.
Yeah, I actually recently I saw it was from back in like 2010.
Okay, no.
From
sorry, I gotta. Can I pause a second?
Yeah, sure.
I'm getting a phone call.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Hello. I'm good. How are you? Okay. Sounds good. Drive carefully. We'll see you soon. Love you too. All right. Bye-bye.
Do you mind if I leave that in? That was really funny.
Oh, was it? Yeah, you can leave that in. That was my wife calling.
I assumed. I didn't know who else you'd be saying love you too.
Yeah, the only reason I stopped to pick up is because I didn't expect her to call. Because normally, like, if she's just letting me know, she went out and visited her parents yesterday, and she hasn't left yet. They spent the night and she hadn't left yet.
Okay.
So she was letting me know that she was. Oh wow, the lag.
Oh wow, yeah.
She was letting me know that she was finally getting on the road, and I was just surprised that she had called to let me know that instead of texting.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally she'll text.
Don't text while driving, kids.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I don't think she was in the vehicle yet.
Oh, okay.
Normally she won't call unless there's something like, "Wow, what the mob's right here! Holy mac!"
That's a reason she'll call.
That is the reason she'll call. Whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. That guy got out of the water.
By the way, I'm ready to finish up caving if you are. But
all right.
I was
checking out this direction.
I was gonna mention real quick about the we were talking about Will Wheaton. I talked about it in my last Vintage Beef fan server episode, which should be coming out tomorrow.
Or will have come out.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, it will have been out almost a week ago by the time, or about a week ago by the time this comes out. But I talked about D&D, and I've recently gotten into Dungeons and Dragons, and it's a very fun game, and it's a great activity to do with friends. But yeah, I'm still very new to it, and we actually play with like a variant rule system that's probably not the most common.
Okay.
So I'm actually currently learning about the game so that I could actually run a game myself. And so I was bored one evening and I just searched Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube just to see what came up, and I found a game that was played live at PAX Prime 2010, and it was Will Wheaton and some other people who would probably be, who, as far as I could tell, they were famous in like the internet community. I just had never heard of them. One of them said something about like he designed a webcomic or something, so it might have even been one of the Penny Arcade guys. I don't know.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the Jim Dark Magic, like the
yes.
reading of the will thing. Yeah.
And
yeah, the guy who played Jim Dark Magic, that's Mike Krahulik. Oh, hey, I just found a probably a spider dungeon.
Okay, well that's the last thing, and then we're heading. You gotta finish up. We gotta head to the surface and finish the video.
Okay, Dad. But yeah, the guy who plays Jim Dark Magic is Mike Krahulik. He is the artist
Minecraft.
for the Penny Arcade comic strip. The guy who does Omen Dran is Jerry Holkins, and he is the writer primarily.
Okay.
And then the other guy who was the one who was, I think, talking about making a webcomic, that is Scott Kurtz. He does PvP.
What do you mean he does PvP?
PvPonline.com. Is his web
Okay.
his
And I mean,
webcomic.
I'm still relatively.
Diamond horse armor.
Oh, nice. Can I have some armor? I have no armor for my horse.
Yeah, I can give you some armor for your horse.
I'm content with iron. If you have
And like 18 copies of Cat. All right. Let's see here.
it. All right, I'm gonna leave this mine shaft and start heading out.
Okay, I gotta try to. I'm gonna block myself in here because I want to collect this mossy for you because I know that you're a
Ooh,
mossy. fan.
yeah, I wasn't even thinking about. And I hear there's probably a cave spider spawner near me because I'm right at a mine shaft. I hear lots of spiders, but
Good luck with that.
I'm just heading out. That doesn't have a chest anyway.
What can I leave behind? I guess a stack of cobble. I don't really need one spider eye either.
So yeah, I was just saying that I'm relatively quote unquote new to the internet compared to a lot of people. I mean, I got my email account, like my first email account when I was like I don't know, like 14 or 15. Oh wow, that's a lot of mobs. Stay away. So yeah, I got my first email account, but then like that was pretty much all I really did on the internet, and then eventually like I got Facebook and stuff. But I don't want you guys, just let me through.
Okay, so like the internet memes and whatnot.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Or online you're not super familiar
there are a
with?
lot of older things that have been around for a long time that I'm still relatively new to. I've known about YouTube and I've watched YouTube videos for quite some time, but it was almost always like linked on another website or something. So I really got to understand YouTube and use YouTube probably just about like a year and a half ago when I started watching Farlands or Bust. March 2012 about is when I really kind of got into the internet. So there's a lot of stuff that is probably common knowledge to many people, but I'm unaware of it. At this point, we've been recording for over an hour. This is probably going to have to be a 2-part episode because there were so many good parts I don't want to edit very much out. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.
Bye.